Today we're going to start with this Enjoy Pothos. This is one of my favorite plants. I've probably had it for about 6 months and I have never repotted it. This thing grows very, very fast. It puts out new growth like every day. New growth right there. It's also got a lot of yellow and brown leaves up here. Those are just kind of falling out. So yeah, we're just going to clean it up a little bit and make some propagations. Diesel, where you at? Diesel, come here. So we're just going to go ahead and start by cutting off all the dead pieces. We're just going to trim them back as close to the main stem as we can get. I did not realize there was so much on this that needed chopped off. This plant has been on my to-do list for quite some time, actually. Finally getting to it. It is looking better. Yeah. I think that'll do for now. I also have to make this a quick video. I got an orthodontist appointment. The boy's taking a nap. The lady just got home from work, so she don't want to be bothered. So, come out here to the greenhouse. Oh my, that is root bound. Look at this. This thing has been begging for a repot. And it also, this little piece of plastic that's in here, can you see that? Yeah, that's a piece of plastic from the pot that I guess the roots just decided to call home. We'll just try to get that out of there because we don't want that. I'm kind of embarrassed. This needed a repot, like probably right when I got it. It's been a little bit neglected. Didn't do it on purpose. I'm busy. They have went through the holes. All right, heck yeah. We're just gonna shake it off. Looks good to me. So you're actually supposed to make sure your plant is watered typically a couple hours before you decide to take propagations. I found my dog. Get over here. Diesel, Diesel, Diesel. Hey, come here. I'm back. My dog decided to play with the neighbor's dog. Shut up. That dog over there is annoying. Back to this plant. So we're actually probably not going to take propagations today because I haven't watered this in a couple of days. The soil's not as wet as it would like to be. So we're going to go ahead and just repot it, water it, and probably take some propagations tomorrow. Typically when you repot, you only want to go up a size or two. And when you measure those, you measure the rim. We might have some 8s. Oh, I don't. Well, that's unfortunate. The biggest thing I've got is these 6.5s. That's not very good. That's not what we want.
Who are you talking to?
I'm making a video. Jolie.
Okay, bye.
What are you doing?
Well, I heard the windows open and I heard you talking.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who he's talking to.
Talking to the plant people. I need a bigger pot. I found a pot. I don't know how big this is, but it's definitely bigger. How's it going, Alan? Man, everybody's outside today. Came out of 7.5 inch pot. We are going to put it back in a 9 inch pot. Here's the old pot. Here's the new pot. You can see the difference in size. We're gonna break up these roots real quick, and then we're gonna make a new soil mix. It also makes it a lot easier if you water your plant the day before you decide to repot, just so the soil breaks up a little more. I did not do that. I'm kind of just pinching it. Diesel, Diesel. Good boy. So we've got them, I think about as good as we're gonna go. Baby monitor staying. Right back. Here's all the soil that we broke off. I'm just gonna throw that in my soil bucket. And of course it goes compost. I need to show you guys my compost bin setup. Another video for another day. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up our new soil mixture. Potting mix. All right, now we're doing perlite. Orchid bark. This is just big, chunky pieces of bark. Sphagnum peat moss. Peat moss is just little moss particles like that. Real fine stuff. We're gonna dump it in this, get it wet. mix it all up, and then repot our Enjoy pothos. Throw some water in this, and we're not trying to drench it. We're just trying to get it wet enough that we have like a moist mixture. I really could have used a bigger pot for this. We're gonna use this bowl instead. Mix this up real good. I don't know if I mentioned, so I basically did 3 parts regular potting soil for indoor houseplants, 1 part perlite, which is gonna give it good drainage and aeration. I did a 1/2 part orchid bark, which is also good for aeration and drainage. The orchid bark keeps the soil from getting real clumpy. And then we did a 1/2 part of peat moss. And the peat moss stays really wet itself. It holds in a lot of moisture. So you don't want to put a lot of it in there, but it's good to have mixed in your soil so that it doesn't lose all of its moisture very fast. It's mixed up. We're gonna just put a layer on the bottom of this pot. Got a little layer there at the bottom. Set this in here. So from here, if you can see, we've got our original root ball and the fresh soil down there. All we're gonna do is backfill with dirt. We're gonna fill in this gap that goes all the way around with fresh soil, and we'll be good to go. You also typically don't have to repot plants very often. Really the only reason that you would ever repot one is if you notice that the roots are getting really root bound, so they're like circling around the pot, which is why I try to use clear plastic pots for everything. If I don't use clear plastic, then you kind of have to pull the whole entire plant out of the pot that it's in order just to look and see if it's root bound. Or if you start to notice that like a lot of your leaves are dying, you can check to see that if you have root rot. If you have root rot, then you kind of want to repot everything, trim off any dead or mushy parts, just kind of clean it up. But the main reason for repotting this was I noticed a lot of the leaves were starting to yellow a little bit, and I figured that we had a root bound issue, which we definitely did.
It is bright out here.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice out here in the daytime. So I'm just gonna pat this pot and get all the soil to drop down where it needs to be.
I love how it's cloudy today.
You too, it's so nice. And here it's 90. I don't know what it is outside.
Oh, yeah, it does feel a lot warmer here. By the way, if my eyebrows ever look as bad as they did, you better freaking tell me.
I didn't know they looked bad.
You always say that.
Because I never noticed them
You
looking bad.
cannot look at my eyebrows and be like, oh yeah, those don't look bad.
All right, there we have it. We've got our new soil. Looks good. Looks real good. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna actually cut and propagate. It's actually starting to bush out really well. It's repotted. Definitely one of my favorite pothos. I have a lot of pothos inside. We want to water it very thoroughly. That way everything kind of settles down. I think the best way to do this is just grab the garden hose outside. So we just want to make sure to rinse down all the leaves really good. We can just drown this thing and it's going to love it. You can see all the water dripping from underneath. So we're just going to hang that up and let it dry out really good. And then tomorrow we'll go ahead and propagate it after it's had its time to sit. Hang it right there, let it dry. All right, we're ready to cut this Enjoy pothos up. I said I was going to do it the next day. It's actually been a month. I got busy, things happen. Today we're going to go ahead and cut it up and show you how we propagate. A mass propagation. There's multiple ways you can propagate. I could just cut one of these stems, one of these long stems right here, cut it, drop that thing in water. I'd grow roots from one side and then plant this up and you'd have one long vine. We don't want that. We want as many propagations as we can get. So we're gonna cut up each individual piece. You already know, we gotta clean our scissors. Still waiting on Super Moss to sponsor me. They haven't. 91 alcohol. Spray them down, clean the blades. We're just gonna take these nodes and we're gonna cut them below this other leaf right here. Chop that. and we're just gonna take a bunch. That's all we're doing. We're gonna take them from each vine because I don't wanna, ooh, this one's got a new leaf. Leave that one alone. Really, I kinda wanna chop the longest ones, which are these. I wanted to cut these because this plant has just gotten way too big, and I originally had it in my shower and I really liked it there, but didn't get enough light. So now I've got to move it with my other plants so it gets more light, but it hangs way too far down and it just needed cleaned up a little bit. We're gonna cut all these up, cut these. I think that's it. I think it looks a lot better, so we'll leave it like that. I've got so many plants over here too. I watered a couple earlier. I bought a new one today. I'll show you. It's an Alocasia Gaggiana or Gorgiana. It's spelled like Gaggiana, but I don't think that's the right pronunciation. So we're gonna call it the Gorgiana because it's gorgeous. Look at that variegation there. Oof. Oof. Don't really have anywhere to put it, but I got it anyways. See that little aerial root right there? When you cut these, the new leaves are actually gonna come from right here. It'll push out an auxiliary bud, which is just the new growth, and where these aerial roots are, those will actually root into the sphagnum moss, which is what we're gonna be using. I think it takes, with pothos, maybe a month or so. Not really sure. Cut all these up. So I have like 40 pieces that look like this. And the next thing we're gonna do is just peel that leaf off. This is optional. You don't have to peel the leaf off. But with us doing a big prop box, the leaf is just another thing that can cause it to mold, cause bacteria. So if you just have the node and the aerial root, you can just kind of lay them in there. So I'm gonna tear all the leaves off of these next. Just like that. And we save all these. We save them for compost. That's what we do. The reason I took this many cuttings is because I actually am gonna pot all these up once they root, and I'll put like 5 or 6 of these in each pot. That way I can have a whole bunch of really full Enjoy Pothos pots. Because they're a really nice plant and they grow super fast. And so my plan is to sell them in the shop that we're working on. I kind of messed up. It should still work, but I cut really close to the node and I should have cut halfway in between each leaf so that I left a longer piece like this on that side. It'll still work the same. Do as I say, not as I do. You don't have to do as I say either, actually, because I act like I know a lot, but I really don't. Fake it till you make it, right? And if you guys know a better way to do this, then leave me a comment. Say something. I'll try to respond. I'll for sure respond. Now I have a handful of nodes. All these leaves that we cut off, they don't have any nodes, so they're not going to grow anything. So we'll just throw all that in compost. I got this prop box. I actually picked this up today for $4 at TJ Maxx. I think I was at TJ Maxx. We went to a bunch of stores today, I don't know. This was for $4, so I said I gotta get that. I already have some wet sphagnum moss in there, and I'm not gonna go super into detail about the prop box because I have a video on that. Check my other videos on YouTube. If you're gonna look at my other videos on YouTube, I have some that were posted about 3 years ago. There's a parasailing one, there's a house remodel, there's a fishing video. That was when I first got into YouTube. I encourage you to go watch them. They're really bad, so leave a comment, let me know how bad they are. I'm just gonna leave them on there because everybody's gotta start somewhere. I wetted this sphagnum moss down. It rang all the water out, so there's like, it's a little damp, but barely. You don't want it to be super wet in here. So I haven't done this with my other prop boxes that I've got, but I seen somebody else do this the other day, and I like the idea of it. They take a mason jar or a plastic cup, whatever, it doesn't matter what you put it in. Just take a little jar of water and set it in the corner of your prop box, and you just leave it there. And what that's going to do is allow that water to evaporate. It's going to cause really high humidity in here. And I've got this clear plastic lid that's going to go over it. Hopefully it'll help things propagate a little faster, root a little faster. I'm going to take these nodes and just make sure that this aerial root right here is touching the sphagnum moss. We're just going to kind of push it down in there like that. I'm just going to place all these in there. The placement really doesn't matter as long as you have that aerial root touching the sphagnum moss. I've got 43 nodes, so I'm just going to throw them all in here. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So those are the nodes. I'm just going to go ahead and spray the moss. That way there's just a little bit of humidity and moisture already in there. Now, I'm not trying to get it real wet, just a little bit. Put that lid on there. Close it up. She's good to go. That's all we're gonna do. So we're just gonna set that box right here on the bottom shelf next to my other prop box full of a whole lot of different stuff. These are all south-facing windows, so it'll get a little bit of light down there, not too much. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, stay tuned. So update on the Enjoy Pothos. Didn't work. I know why it didn't work. They all rotted. They all rotted. I had it on a bottom shelf over here, and it didn't get very much light. I thought that they were getting enough light where they were at, and I don't think they were. So there was a lot of humidity in the box, which is great. They also have to have super bright indirect light. The best thing for me to probably use would have been a grow light, and at the time I didn't have what I needed. Now I have some more grow lights. I threw away that Enjoy Pothos because I had nowhere to put it, and I kind of just forgot about my prop box full of cuttings. I checked it after not even looking at it or caring about it for, I don't know, probably a couple weeks. When I opened it up, most of them were just completely rotted. There was a lot of mold in there, so it would have worked if I would have had the time to make it work, and if I would have had the correct grow lights and setup that I needed for it, but at the time I didn't. And so yeah, you live and you learn. So these little Barina grow lights would have been perfect for it if I had them sitting about right here with the grow lights that are under here. End of the story is I failed. Anyway, I will link some of my favorite plant supplies and all the stuff that I did use in that video, and then also some stuff that I use that isn't mentioned in this video. I will link everything in the description. It'll take you straight to the link on Amazon where you can get most of the stuff that I use. But yeah, so that one was a fail in the books. That's all right. We're going to have them. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you don't see something else, let me know. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, plant people.